In this video, I'm going to show you how to fold a 6-pointed star box designed by Robin Glynn. It has a lid and a base, and each needs 6 square sheets of paper. Both sides of the paper will show, and I recommend that you use at least 2 different colors to get differently colored points. I'm going to use sheets with a side length of 15 centimeters or 6 inches, and the box will then have a diameter of 16 centimeters or 6 1/3 of an inch and a height of 4 centimeters or 1 9/16 of an inch. Let's get started with the base. If you want the corners of the base to be predominantly red and dark blue, you have to start with the dark color in the top. So for me, I'm going to start with the red side up, and we're first going to crease quarters. So first bring edge to fold in half, and then bring the raw edges to the folded edge to create quarters. Then unfold the quarters and rotate so that the open side is in the top, and then we're going to start a crease in this point and bring that corner to this crease line. I like to first roll the paper to catch the point with my finger and then pivot that corner until it lies exactly on the crease line. Now we're only going to crease in this section from the corner up to a crease line you can see there, like this. Then unfold, and now we're going to make a horizontal crease line through where this crease line meets that one. So just catch that point and then align each of these crease lines with the ones on there to get a nice straight crease. And crease throughout. All of the creases can be made very strongly so that you get a nice finish on the box. Then we're going to fold in this paper and then flip over and fold in that paper, going along all the creases we prepared to then flatten down, making a new crease right here. Then we're going to fold this over to make a crease line right along that hinge and fold back. Now we want to fold in this corner, and then I'm going to take this short edge and align it with the crease line. And again make a strong crease. There are multiple layers of paper here. And unfold. Once we have that, we're going to flip over and we're going to make a crease that starts in this point so that this corner right here lies on that crease line. For this, I like to bend behind so that I can nicely see where that corner is while I'm aligning. So just let that corner open up and then first again make a nice tip right here and then pivot until you see that color change meet with the crease line. And then crease from the corner up to this crease line right here. And then we can flip over to also fold behind that corner. I find it's easier to make it neat this way rather than folding this section right away. Once you have that, we're going to take this paper up to that corner, and you can see we have a fold right here, and we're just going to reinforce it so that we can align this folded edge with that one, making a very nice neat point right here. So we want this to be very precise right here. And then align edge with edge. And if you look very closely, you will see that this yellow tip is just slightly longer than the red layer below, and that's absolutely right. And once you've got nice alignment, you can then start forming a crease, and once you have a soft crease, you can then put the model on the table and make a strong crease all the way to the center. Now we need a nice corner right here, and for that let's unfold and turn over and then start a crease right in this point. So that just pinch, and then to get it nice and straight, we're going to align edge with edge, like this, and then push flat. And once you've got the crease started, you can extend it and make it nice and strong. We also need to fold in a section of paper here. For this we're going to open up and we're going to add a crease right where this mountain fold ends. So fold in, and you might want to take the paper up and make a small pinch to get it nice and precise. As you can see here, the crease starts exactly where that other one stops. And then make it nice and straight, again by aligning crease lines with crease lines. And you will see that you do not meet that point here, and also here you can see a corner and there's a small gap, and that's absolutely right. Then you can close this up again, and now we're going to take this layer and fold it so that the edge we're creating meets up with this crease line below. So we're going to start in the corner and then extend to make it match up. And again you will see that this corner does not meet that layer of paper. There is just a small gap, and if you fold precisely, this is what you will get. And then we can also fold behind that small corner. And to make this all 3D, we can strengthen this crease again, right here. We just let this fold up like this. And then you have one module done, and you need 6, 3 in red and 3 in blue. Once you've folded your 6 modules, we're going to assemble. Now for this, first let's unfold this slightly and look at these 2 layers of paper right here and fold them along an existing pre-creasing, and do this for both modules. Then we're going to take this flap right here and insert it into this pocket, sliding inside this pocket right here, you can see. And when you align, you will see that the blue flap slides inside a little, and then when you close this up, you need to add a crease on the blue module and then make it very strong. I prefer to lock all of the modules like this before making them 3D, just because I find it easier to make it nice and strong when I can lay this paper flat to strengthen the creases. Now, once all of these are connected, we can make them 3D one after another. So first we're going to make this one 3D and the second one next to it, and then we're going to take this white tip and put it underneath that yellow layer. And then we can do the same with the next one, putting the yellow underneath the white layer, and the next one, just ensuring that we always put the tips in the right place. And we're going to take care of the other side in a moment, so always ensure that this layer is on top and make it 3D. and put it underneath the layer. And same here for the last one. And then finally this yellow one goes underneath that white. And there you can see we can join this right there. So let's do that now. Just going inside, pushing it in all the way so that we get that corner overlapping, and then make a strong crease right here. So now we have the basic structure of the base done. And we can flip this over, and now there are two versions in which you can lock this. One is you just fold these corners behind and tuck them inside these layers. And then the base is done. And the second option is you take these out and then you align them nicely like this, so that this white edge aligns with that red edge, and then you fold in, and for this I need to loosen this one a bit, you fold in that corner right there, and then you go around once. So this gives you this finish, and the other option gave you that finish. It really depends on what you like better. Now you will want to flatten this slightly by really pushing this in, this paper, and enforcing that corner right there. You might also want to fasten the paper overnight with a clip, so that the paper really wants to stay in place. So this is the base done. Let's continue with the lid. Now, as you can see, the lid is just slightly bigger than the box so that it fits nicely on top of that base. Because of that, we need to add some kind of moving factor so that the lid actually gets bigger. And for this, we're going to just pinch until we get a 1/16 on here. So we're first going to do a pinch halfway. And let's do that on both sides so that we get nice precision when we add our horizontal crease. And then quarters, and go on for eighths, and finally 1/16. When we have that, we're then going to take the edge and bring it to those two pinch marks and crease throughout. Now you need these for all modules, so what I suggest is at this point you take a sheet and you slide it inside, and then you just match up with that bottom crease line on this side and also on that side, and then extend the crease, and now you don't have to do that work with the pinches and you get nice precision. So now let's continue with this module. We're going to rotate and bring the edge to the folded edge and crease. Then we're going to rotate and we're going to add a crease line in this point so that this corner lies on that crease line, very similar to what we did for the base. And again, only crease on this small section. And then again, add a crease that goes through where those two crease lines meet, making a nice straight crease by aligning crease lines with crease lines. Now we want to fold in this section and also that section, and this is slightly different than before. And then we're going to flatten this to add a crease line right here. Then we're going to take the bottom edge and fold it over to the color change area. Make a strong crease and unfold. Now again, similar to before, we're going to add a crease that starts in this point so that this corner lies on that crease line. Again, I'm catching that point first and then ensuring that first this paper doesn't drift too much, so it shouldn't slide out a lot. And second, this corner right here lies on the crease line. And then add a crease up to here. And now you can push this paper inside so that you get a nice finish right here. Then again, we're going to take this edge and align it with that edge, and here you can see the overlap is more pronounced this time because we need a slightly larger module for the lid. And then push to extend the crease and make it sharp, and then add a small horizontal crease right here by aligning edge with edge to get it nice and straight. Now we need to fold in a section of paper here, and again we're going to start a crease right where this crease line stops. So you might again want to pinch and fold inside, making a nice straight crease by aligning all three crease lines with each other. Now we're going to fold out a section of paper so that we meet exactly the intersection of this vertical crease line with this diagonal crease line. And then you can collapse this back into this shape, and you again get this 3D shape, which we don't really require because, just as before, I like to lock all of the modules together at once and then bring them into the 3D shape. And I forgot one final step. We actually need to bring this back to this 2D shape, and we're going to fold so that we go exactly through this point, making a horizontal crease. Make sure that this paper doesn't drift too much so that we get nice precision and a very tight lock in the end. So really ensure that the layers stay together right here while folding in the section of paper. And make a strong crease, especially in this end, there's multiple layers of paper. And then your module is all done. Now, when you have all 6 modules done, let's look at how to lock this. You will always have these flaps right here and pockets right here. So if we want to insert one of the red ones, I'm just going to open this up a little in this section, and the same here. And we're going to take a closer look so that you can really see how to achieve a nice strong lock. So I'm going to open this up almost all the way, and I'm going to slide in this pocket right here underneath that white layer of paper, and slide it in all the way, and then close up, and then close like this. Now like this it might still fall apart, but once it's in the star shape, it's folded like this, and it's a nice and strong lock. But because I want to assemble all of them at once, I'm actually going to just secure it a little for now. And you might want to do the same with a paper clip or something like that. Now once you've got all of them nicely interlocked, let's start making these 3D. I like to kind of make this into a slightly rounded shape and then bring the first one in the 3D shape, ensuring that this flap is behind the next module. And then continue with the next one. And the next one, again always ensuring that we bring this section of paper right here behind the next module. So we get something like this, and then again this paper needs to go behind. So you have the basic star shape. And you will see that you have all of these flaps, and we need to align them nicely to make a nice finish. So for example, look here, we want this edge to exactly align with this edge right here and with that one right there. And then we can tuck behind that corner and make a strong crease with your fingernail right there. And then the next one. And this one might unfold. Don't worry about that, you can tuck it in later. Or indeed, what we first probably want to do is also lock these last 2 modules together. So for this, we're going to have to open this up slightly to see that layer, and this one too, and then slide it inside. It's a bit more difficult this time, which is why I like to lock all of them together before making them 3D, and then ensure that you push it in all the way before closing up again. We want this to be nice and straight. And closing it up. So now we can always align these nicely and add those small creases to the pockets. This one and that one. And this one needs to go to the top. And this one. And that one. So if you go clockwise, usually these flaps won't unfold up until you get to the last one. And then we're going to flip it around, and then we have all of these flaps right here, and we're going to tuck them inside the module below. Like this. And then of course you can remove the clips and maybe tuck those corners in again, because they might have unfolded while you're tucking in the flaps behind. And then you want to strengthen these corners again, which makes the lock very secure. and then you can push these to be quite straight and not so rounded. And then these modules really don't fall apart. You can pull on them quite a bit. And there you have it. There's your 6-pointed star box designed by Robin Glynn. Now what I like to do is overnight put a book on here so that the model flattens out nicely. As you can see right here, there's some tension and the lid is a little tilted, and after you have a book on it overnight, it's nice and flat. So I recommend you do that. Now, if you liked this video, do give it a thumbs up, comment below, and share it with others. Plus, check out my playlist of tutorials for further origami boxes and containers, or fold more winter and Christmas related models. Finally, subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss my next videos. I hope to see you around, and as always, happy folding!